SaaS companies have been getting punished in the markets this year due to the fear of AI replacing them. ServiceNow is down 28%, while Salesforce is down 32%. This matters to me because I've been looking into Zeta recently, who claims to be an AI-powered marketing technology company. In this video, I'm going to dive into what Zeta actually sells and the value they provide. On this channel, we look at companies to figure out what they actually do, so you aren't going full degen, just blindly buying tickers and hoping for the best, but so you can actually understand the companies you're investing into. So if you are interested in that, consider subscribing and leave a comment on what stock I should do next. So what is Zeta? Zeta is an enterprise marketing software with AI built into it. Zeta helps big brands understand their customers, target them, message them, run ad campaigns, and then measure the results and provide all that data back to the customer. It's not an AI model company by any means. It's a marketing cloud that uses data, identity, automation, and AI to reach and run customer campaigns. So their primary product is the Zeta Marketing Platform. This is kind of the umbrella product that pulls all their other services in, and this is what the customers interact with. So what this platform does is it'll pull in customer data, AI, paid media, own channels, analytics, and campaign execution into a single workflow dashboard. So this allows a brand to use one platform instead of tools for each of these individual pieces and trying to maintain all of those. They can just do it in one place. So let me pull this up real quick and just get a visual of the platform itself. So you can kind of see it here. This dashboard here, and it has the different tools on the left side here. And you kind of just go through, you can view your audiences, you can run your campaign, edit your content, view the data. But the software is really just the surface level layer of what they sell. What they mostly provide goes one level deeper into the data. So if we look at their next product, it's the customer data platform, basically the database of customer data and how to use it. So it'll pull in scattered customer data and build profiles on those customers, which then allows the enterprises to run successful marketing campaigns. The customer data platform helps companies collect data, it cleans it, unifies it, and it adds proprietary consumer signals to those profiles so brands can understand, both known customers and anonymous prospects that haven't become customers yet. So for an example, a retailer may know that someone bought shoes last year, but Zeta will actually help enrich that record and kind of determine the intent and behavioral signals that can then be used to build out a marketing campaign. So if the data is messy, it's hard to target successfully. But if you structure that and clean it up, build these profiles, it goes a lot farther when you run your marketing campaign. And the next thing we want to look at is the identity resolution. So this is basically, they're able to link different pieces of customer data and map it back to an individual. So for example, they're able to determine if, someone goes onto the website and they look around, look at shoes, and then leave. They don't fill out a form. You don't know who that is. You just have an IP address. But if that same IP address, comes back the next day, fills out a form, enters their phone number, they now have that phone number and they can link that to, they were looking for shoes. If that same phone number ends up, making a purchase or entering an email, they're able to tie all that together. And then you have a marketing profile tied to an actual person. And this is helpful because one of the enterprise customers might see, a click on the mobile app, a search on the website, all these different actions. And they might think that, that could be 4 different people, but Zeta is able to tie those back to one person. Okay, the next thing I want to look at is the omnichannel activation. This is essentially where the campaigns go live. So you have your data, you know who you're targeting. Zeta will help marketers activate audiences across paid and owned channels. So that could be, socials, mobile advertising, emails, web ads, and even YouTube ads. So this helps the marketers plan, launch, optimize, and measure the campaigns. So Zeta helps brands decide who to reach, where to reach them at, and what to show them, and then what to adjust. So during the campaign, if something's not working, they'll be able to suggest changes that the marketers can implement. And just to dive in more on the own channels, they provide the tools for customer messaging. So if you already have your customer data, You just need to email your existing customers. They're going to have all the tools you need for email, SMS, mobile, and any kind of customer messaging that you can directly send to the customers. So this could be like welcome emails, abandoned cart reminders, promotions, any kind of loyalty nudges if you want to see who's actually loyal to you, and win back campaigns. So the paid ads help acquire new customers, while the customer messaging helps continue the relationship that you have with your existing customers. The next layer is the analytics and attribution. As you're running these campaigns, you're building out your customer profiles. Zeta's taking a lot of analytics for you and serving that back to you in this measurement layer. So this will help the marketers understand which campaigns, channels, and audiences are working. And it goes back to that during a campaign, you're able to make changes to fix something that's not working by using this data layer. So the value is in the closed loop of the whole system. So you build your audience, you run a campaign, you measure the result, the performance, and then you feed that back into the next campaign so you can keep incrementing and build and run more successful campaigns every time. This also kind of proves from Zeta's perspective, they're able to show data that they are, working. They can show the value that the Zeta platform is adding with, real data. The final thing I wanted to look at with Zeta is their Athena by Zeta. It's their super intelligent AI agent. So if you're familiar with AI agents, it's a lot more than just a chat bot. You can chat with it and ask it for data points. So like who did we target in this latest campaign? But then you can have it go perform actions for you inside of the Zeta Marketing Platform. So it's built in, it can connect to all of the data and see performance and tweak settings. So it's basically the AI interface. If you don't want to click through that dashboard, you can just talk to Athena in plain English and have it go set up your campaigns for you. So if we look at software versus AI, it is a software company that's really is powered strongly by AI. You could use the whole application through Athena if you want to, and it's kind of a hands-off marketing platform. So just to summarize, Zeta sells software that helps brands find, understand, target, message, and measure customers. It starts with customer data and identity. That's the core layer. You have to have that data to be successful. And then it uses AI to recommend audiences, messages, and actions. Then it launches the actual campaigns across ads, email, SMS, web, mobile, all other channels. And then it measures that and feeds that back into the next campaign you run. And then it just repeats that cycle over and over for successful marketing. So it's a very cool company. I definitely see the value this provides, especially for large enterprise companies that don't want to piece together their own customer profiles and keep up with that. It's a lot easier to outsource that and just pay the experts to handle it. In my opinion, this is not a software that's easily vibe coded away due to the integrations they have with all of the demand side platforms. So basically, they'll go bid on ad spots for you to be able to get into those spots you want to get into. So that's a value that they provide that I think they'll be able to really integrate AI rather than be replaced by AI. If you find this kind of content helpful, go watch my last video where I talk about how Lunar or Intuitive Machines makes money, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.